Hi.
How's your week been?
Good.
Have you had a fun week?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and Nan's gonna sleep with us on Wednesday.
Nan's going to sit with you on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep on Nan's with Wednesday too.
Oh, wow.
And I have a birthday coming. My birthday's on November.
What month is your one, Kaius?
March. I count up to what number it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, that's my birthday. It's in January. I mean in March. Soon I'm going to turn 4 years old. I have my birthday. I got to turn 6 years old. Someone got to give me some presents and play with me somewhere.
So if it's Kamaya's birthday in November, whose birthday is next?
Mine.
Are you sure?
I mean, Dad's. And Dad.
Hey!
and me?
Yeah, okay. It goes Kamaya's birthday, then...
Dad's birthday.
And then who's after Dad?
Mom. Caius.
Calix. And then who's after Calix?
Mom.
And then who's after? And then Kaius. What did you guys do this week? Did you guys play any games?
Yep. No, we did. Yeah, and I have a game. I don't know what game we've been playing. Snakes and ladders.
Your birthday is coming up. What would you like for your birthday?
I want.
Maybe we should get you some bark off the tree.
I want.
Some leaves? Should I get some leaves?
No. I want a TV for my
A
Barbie.
TV for your Barbies.
Mm-hmm.
Your Barbies need TV. Right. You know what you want for your birthday?
I want a Power Ranger.
A Power Ranger.
Yeah, have a remote control. Why I'm still talking? I want a remote control and control the Power Ranger. What do you want for your birthday?
What I want for my birthday? I would like a Barbie TV for my Barbie house. And I'd like a Power Ranger with a remote control.
Like me? Okay, I'm done now. Bye. Bye, folks. Thank you, everyone. Now as I cannot.
Good evening, whānau. Welcome to another episode of ARKK-ing, a podcast where you talk about our life as young parents, life events that have made us who we are today, and our hopes and dreams for the future. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about Kaius' story, our eldest. As always, how was your week, babe?
I had a good week this week. I took some time out for myself and did an essential oils online thing.
Oh, yes.
And got sent some samples, and yeah, it was quite cool just to, I don't know, get to know what essential oils and stuff like that are about, and yeah, well, it was quite cool.
Yeah, I can vouch for those.
Yeah, the lavender one, hey?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It was so good I actually slept through my alarms and was late for work today.
What?
So, yay. But yeah, oh, cool. That's awesome.
How's your week?
Oh, my week has been busy as I've been saying in the last couple of episodes. But just because of the Christmas season.
Yeah.
But I've had a good week. Nothing like super exciting happened. But
yeah,
nothing to report on, I guess. Yeah, but yeah.
Still a good week.
Still a good week. Hey, no bad news makes it a good week. Hey,
no news is good news.
Righty ho, Caius' birth story. We arrived here on the 20th of February.
Yeah.
Caius was born on the 18th of March.
Yeah.
So that's what, 3 weeks. 3 weeks of, getting used to being in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Take us through what happened. So the first thing was meeting your midwife. How did that go?
That went, yeah, I remember being really nervous.
Yeah.
And sitting there, I guess coming from the first few appointments we had in Aussie.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you wouldn't know because you weren't there, you were at work, but each time you had a different person. So to go in knowing that was going to be the person that would deliver our baby was a bit what? Really weird for me.
Right, so midwives over in Aussie, you have one every single time you go.
Yeah, you get a different. So if we were to have Caius over there, like the first few appointments I had, each time I went, it was a different midwife I seen.
So whenever would it be any one of those that would have delivered him?
It would have just been whoever was on that night would have got us.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember the first in Aussie, the first appointment I had at the hospital.
Yeah,
the midwife I had was really good.
Yeah,
and I really liked her. And I was like, oh, so will I have you at the birth? And she was like, no, it'll just be whoever's on the night. And I was like, oh, okay. So to come here, meet Mel, and know that she would deliver our baby, I was kind of like, whoa. But
it's more personalized.
Yeah, which I really liked. Yeah. And I really like Mel.
And like, no, hey,
I love
she's
Mel.
so good, man. So good. Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah.
Wow. So just whoever was on.
Was on. Yep.
That sucks.
So if you one time you could get like a really good one, the next time you could get
like
average.
Depending on how their day's going.
Yeah.
Their attitude would be different.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Stuff that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a midwife over there.
Nah.
Right. Okay. So meeting Mel was cool, and you met Mel when the following weekend after we got here.
I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 days. It was within the first week that we met her, and then we had to meet up. Obviously, because we were so close to the end, she sent us off for some scans and whatnot.
Yep.
And then it was an appointment every week we had with her after that.
On a Wednesday or something?
Yeah, I think it was a Wednesday.
Right.
I think Wednesday was our day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I remember meeting her too.
Yeah.
It was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
up in a little room and...
Yeah.
And because obviously I'm from here, we had the same humour.
Yeah, so you just kind of clicked
straight away.
Yeah, we clicked.
We were like, oh, yeah, see, we know what she's talking about. I know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I remember she knew, she'll make a joke here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really cool when I first met her. I was like, oh, yeah. Short Mel. Yeah. So, wow, I didn't know about that. Yeah. So, what about the week leading up to Caius's birthday?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Right, birthday.
Yeah.
Separate day.
Yeah.
Not birthday, but birth.
Yeah.
Separate day. Right. So nothing happened on the Monday. Actually, I started work.
Oh yeah, you started work on that was
Monday,
your first day of work. Yep.
First day of work on the Monday. Come Tuesday.
That was
sort of just like a normal day, really, right?
Actually, no. I think Tuesdays was our day because
okay.
Yeah. So Tuesdays was our day. So we had our appointment with Mel.
All right.
And then she took my blood pressure, and that was really high.
Yeah.
I think it was like, I don't know. I guess like 170 over like 100 or something. Like it was.
Yep.
A drastic jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
because resting is what, around 100. 100 over like so. What, 60 or 80 or something.
Yeah, something like that. I can't.
Yeah, I don't actually know either.
Yeah. Can't remember when I'm
not a trained professional. No.
Yeah. So that was the Tuesday, and then so she said that I needed to go home and rest.
Yep.
And then she'll come and do a home visit on the Wednesday.
Okay.
So then she came on the Wednesday.
The following day, she just come out to
the
see.
Next day.
Yep.
Come, and you had just gotten home from work and you were eating lunch.
KFC.
Yeah, KFC. And I was sitting on the little 2-seater in the small lounge at Outerwick.
Yep.
And she obviously, hooked everything up, how they take the blood pressure. And then I could hear her like listening and whatnot. And then she just turned around and said that, oh, you're going to have baby today. And I was like, oh. And then started crying into the shoulders of her her student midwife.
Right.
And she was trying to comfort me, like, it's okay. And then I just remember like looking up at you eating KFC at the bench, like, I haven't had lunch yet. Like, can I eat before I go? And
Did you?
I don't remember. I don't remember. The whole part from going from the couch to actually getting up to the hospital.
Yep.
That part's kind of like blanked out. I don't remember what happened.
Okay, so after that we went up to the hospital.
Yep.
To go get your blood.
Yeah, I guess they monitored me for
monitored you.
However long. It was ages.
I remember it being long.
Yeah. I can't remember if we waited for your mum to get back from work and then we went up all together, or we went up and she met us there, or I can't remember. But I remember everyone ended up being there. So it was like me and you in the small little room.
Yeah.
Big Nan, your mum, Auntie Sher was there. She had brought I remember I don't know whether it was her, but someone had brought Asian soups in these white bowls with the clear lid.
Noodle house.
Yeah.
Noodle
I was
house.
like, oh, yum, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think we got out of there maybe 10 o'clock at night.
And I worked the next morning, eh?
Yeah, so, I think I even got up. No, that's right. You had gone to work. Yeah, your mum had gotten up to take you to work on the Thursday morning.
Yep.
And then I was up when she got home, and I remember her making me jam and cheese on toast.
Jam and cheese on toast. Did you like that? You didn't like that, eh?
Nah.
You were sort of frowned at it, eh?
Yeah, I was like, ooh,
jam and cheese on toast.
Yeah.
It's not until you try it, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, the first time.
You don't think it would work, but it bloody works.
I know. And I was kind of shy to ask for more when she first made it for me in Oran Park.
Oh, when we're living in Aussie, eh?
Yeah. She's like, oh, Bub, you want some? I was like, oh, what are you having? Jam and cheese on toast. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll have one.
Oh, I loved it ever since, eh?
I regret not asking for two. Yeah, and then obviously she did that for me, and then we both went back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then got up, got ready, and then Big Nan took me up to the hospital where I met Auntie Sher on the Thursday.
So you were up at the hospital
again
at
8 o'clock in the morning.
Your water's had broke.
No, because I had to be induced on the Thursday.
Oh, that's right.
So they gave me be back at 8 o'clock in the morning to start your induction.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I guess maybe your mum didn't want to take more time off, because obviously she had just gotten back helping us move over.
So she had to spend all that time off.
Yeah, she didn't want to take that day off in case she needed to take more time off.
Yeah.
Helping us out kind of thing.
Mm.
So Auntie Sher came and helped.
She was with you all day, eh?
All day.
Right.
All day.
All day, eh?
All day.
Whoa, so shocking. 3 days already, eh? He's not even here yet.
No, he's
going through
not.
all that and he's not even starting.
Not.
He's not even starting to come yet.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, so when Big Nan dropped me off,
yep.
I obviously went in and then checked in, and then Auntie Sher obviously met me in there, and then they took us up to my room.
Yep.
And we waited up there. I think we were in one of those shared rooms with the curtain divider things.
That wasn't where you were when I came in.
Nah, but that's where I was at first.
Oh, at first. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then we kind of set ourselves up in there, and then the lady come and got me, and then I guess because maybe Auntie Sher was with me, she took me off to another room to do the whole induction bit of it, and we don't want to go into that bit. But she did that bit, and then I went back, and then I guess Auntie Sher was hungry, so she went and got something to eat, but brought me back some stuff.
Yep.
So I started eating, but then Uncle Tom's I think he was working up there at the time.
Yep.
And so he had his lunch break. So she was like, oh, Bub, I'm going to go with Uncle. I'll leave my phone here in case you need me. Just call me or call whoever you need.
Yep.
And I'll be back soon. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was fine. And then she left, and I stood up to go to the toilet, and I guess, everything had started going.
Yeah, progressing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, and I just, in my mind, because of all the movies I had watched, baby's coming now, baby's going to come, no one's here, I'm by myself, what do I do? And then I was buzzing, and no nurses were coming. I was like, oh, what's happening? What? And then the nurse finally come, and she's like, it's okay, nothing's going to happen right now, we'll get you a private room, things are obviously getting going.
Yep.
And and then we got moved to a private room, which I guess is where you come in.
Yep.
Yeah, where you met me.
Right. So I remember that day, obviously a little bit differently.
Yeah. How was it for you?
So I remember my morning, because I started I still start so early.
Yeah.
Right, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Starting at 3 a.m. and then being at work, and then I was like, oh, okay, she's gone up to the hospital. I'll be finished soon, hopefully. Come 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I actually finished.
Yeah.
You still still wasn't progressing.
Yeah.
And then I remember getting picked up by Nan,
Yeah.
by Big Nan, and she taking me to go get my license sorted.
Yeah.
Right, go get my driver's license changed over from the Aussie one.
Yeah.
And I remember going over, getting that done, and then I went home for a shower, and then Nan brought me up to the hospital by you.
Yeah.
And then, I came in by the room by you, and I remember just walking in, and you were screaming, man. And I was like, oh, man, she must be in some pain, because I just remember you going like, like groaning, like
Yeah.
not really screaming, you're groaning, you're like,
Yeah.
obviously, as you would be, if I
It
wouldn't have been able
hurt.
to handle it. But yeah, I remember walking in, and then I just remember going, got my license done.
Do you remember what I said to you? What my reaction was after you said that?
Oh,
Or maybe
no.
I thought it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
I don't
if I
think you
said
said
it out
anything.
loud.
I think you just like, oh, yeah. Or so, like
Oh,
you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, yeah.
I was sort of just trying to like not break the ice, but like
Get my
see
mind off
yeah,
it, kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
like anything, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Remember there being food there that you weren't eating. I was like,
Oh, did you eat it?
Well, you weren't gonna eat it.
I remember asking for it later on, and then everyone was like, "Oh, we don't know what you're talking about."
No, that was like
No?
way up. Like,
Was
that
it?
after he was born? That you asked for
Oh,
it.
well, really?
Well, you wouldn't want it. No.
Oh.
Lucky I ate it, or else it
Oh,
was
yeah,
gone
it would
to
have gone
waste.
to waste. Yeah.
I was like, oh. But I actually don't think I ate all of it. I think I had a little bit of it. Someone else finished it off.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, someone ate it.
Right. Okay. So that's from me getting into
Yep.
there. Then what?
And then I think I remember Mel coming.
Yes. No, she did.
Mel coming.
She came and checked on you.
Yeah, and then something happened with like the thing that was getting the induction going.
Yeah.
I think she said that needed to come out or something because I think I was progressing too fast.
Right.
From memory, I think. So she got someone to come in and take that out. And then I remember them saying, all right, we've got to take you off the gas and take you down to the birth suite now. Yeah. And that, like, it was only just downstairs, but that small little trip from, where I was to where I was going felt so long without that gas.
Oh man, I remember following, like just being there and following all the way there. I was like, why do they have it so far away?
Yeah.
Like, what does that achieve?
It's dumb.
It's
like silly. You call it labor and delivery, but like
really it's labor,
it's delivery.
Postpone, and then delivery.
Right.
Processing, delivery. Oh man, yeah, I remember that too. I was like, I remember just sitting in the, like how you're in the wheelchair,
yeah,
and then we're going down the elevator,
yeah,
and then I was like, we're walking for quite some time. Why do I have to park all the way over there?
Yeah,
I remember thinking, they're like, I parked all the way over there, now I'm gonna
walk all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is just silly. This is stupid.
Yeah, bit of a silly design of the hospital.
The hospitals, all hospitals actually.
Yeah,
man, dumb.
Yeah,
no wonder nurses and they're getting pissed off.
Yeah,
Hey, you got to walk everywhere. Walk so far to see a patient. Right, okay, yeah, I remember that. And then I remember getting us into our own little, like, delivery room,
Yeah.
And the maternity ward or delivery
Yeah,
ward?
I guess you'd call it, actually, I don't know. Delivery?
Yeah.
Maybe?
I remember having that whole room to ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I remember just chilling. And then I had my laptop in that with me.
Oh, did you?
Mm.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I had my laptop with me. I had some headphones and all that.
Yeah.
And then we were in the room by ourselves for that. Until
Were
everyone
we?
else. Yeah, people left. Everyone left. It was just
No.
me and you. Yeah.
I
They
don't
went and
remember
did
that.
stuff. I think they went and got a feed or something like that. And I just stayed with you.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it was all good because nothing was happening. Like,
Yeah.
what were they going to do? Literally
Yeah,
just sit
yeah,
there, eh?
yeah.
So I was like, oh, you're all good.
Yeah.
I'll watch. And if anything starts to happen, then
I'll call
hit
you
yous
back
up.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they all went off. And
So who was in there?
It was just me and you. Like,
No,
literally.
like who left? Like who?
Mum, Nan, and Sure. Because by this time it's like 6-7 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah. And then everyone was like, Mum had just
Wow.
finished work, so she had come up.
Yeah.
And then nothing was happening, so I'm pretty sure they went for a feed.
Oh, they probably would have.
Yeah. And then, that's from my perspective, anyways.
Yeah.
But you would have been seeing stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah,
Remember
everyone
that?
left. Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't.
I
Hey,
don't remember.
it was so gassed up and
Yeah.
everything. Hey, I remember trying the
Good
gas
stuff,
too.
Good stuff.
It didn't really do anything for me. Hey,
Nah?
nah. I guess because I
Oh.
wasn't in pain.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
So good.
and then I remember. Oh yeah, they did. They did leave, but then they went into that little visiting area with the couch in that were, and they just stayed there.
Oh,
They
okay.
stayed there in the entire time.
Oh, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, that's where they were.
Right.
And then things started to get going at about 10 to 11, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 8. When was he born? Was it 12:48?
30 something or 12:40?
Yeah, yeah. It
Or
was close to
it
close.
was after 12 anyway, close to
yeah.
1.
So things started really starting to progress at about 11.
Yeah.
And by that time, Claire and Jay had come up to see you.
Yeah, I remember them
And
coming in.
Did they come in before you had baby? Or
Yeah, before, when I was really like
yeah, because I remember them
out
coming
of
in
it.
and like saying hi and all that. And then they went into the waiting room, the visitors' room
they?
too, and they just stayed there.
Were
They
they
literally-
there when
yeah,
he
yeah.
was born? Like, not in the room, but like, did they stay there
They
for a
stayed
bit?
there the entire time until after he was born.
Oh.
Yeah. They waited and they waited.
Mm.
They were there the entire time, and they were talking to mum and they were talking
Yeah.
to me and all that. And I remember Claire actually asking me why we came back.
Yeah.
And then I told her because I wanted my kids to grow up with culture and all that.
Yeah.
And then I remember her asking me that point blank, and then I was like, yep. And then she's like, oh yeah, cool. And then I remember coming back into the room and things were going.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then mum came in, Nan came in. But by that time, Auntie that had been with you all day, all morning, all the way up to like 5 minutes before you started pushing, she missed it by literally 5 minutes. I remember her coming in and saying bye because she had to go pick up Uncle from work.
Oh.
And then you started pushing not long after she had left. And I was like, she'd been with Rose all day and missed it. But I was like,
Would have been cool if she could have been there.
the entire time,
Yeah.
yeah. And then, obviously you're pushing. I remember holding your hand, and all that. And I remember because it was so early in the morning now. Like it's midnight, and I started work at 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like what am I gonna do? And I was like, so I had my one headphone in.
Yep.
And then I was holding your hand, and I was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the song Superhero.
Oh, yeah.
By Ross Lynch
Yeah.
Austin and Ellie.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember listening to that and I was like, hold on to your hand and all that. And then when you were like baby was nearly there, I just remember ripping my headphones out and being like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And I remember you just like holding on tight. Nan had one leg. So
Yeah, I remember that.
You had one leg up on Nan and she was next to me.
Yeah.
And then you had one leg up on Mum on the other side.
So whose hand was... Because you were on this side, right?
Cassie.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
the
the student midwife.
Yeah, the student midwife. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you're holding her hand.
Right.
Or it might have been Mel's actually.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe you weren't.
I don't know, because I always thought I was holding your mum on this side and you on this side.
Oh, yeah.
And then
So,
I
yes,
had
you're right.
one of
So,
my legs.
no, you are right.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So, Mum was holding your hand on the other side. I was opposite Mum.
Yeah.
Nan was on, you had one leg up on Nan's thigh. And then you had one leg up on Mel's thigh on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, no, it was Cassie. It was Cassie on the other side.
Yeah.
And then Mel was there to
Oh.
watching for baby to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I remember you just pushing and all the screaming and her telling you to wait.
Yeah.
Her showing us him crowning.
Oh, I remember seeing that.
Which was a really, whoa moment for me. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, I remember you looking and then being like, can I see?
And then you just...
She just held the mirror and then I'm like, I'm going to vomit.
I remember her just holding it and I'm just like, oh, yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah.
Trying to... and then I remember her telling you to slow down because she had the chip in
Oh,
it
that's
to monitor
right,
him,
yes.
in top of his head to monitor him. And then, he came out and then she told you to stop so she could take it out so it didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And so she told you to stop, and then she had taken it out, and then she said, slowly, don't push or else you'll rip. or your actual tear.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh,
yeah.
flip. So you end up doing it. I was like, shot.
Yep.
I didn't realise you had to push out the placenta and all that too.
Neither. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I was a bit oblivious to that, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize until they're like, "You ready to push again?" And it's like, "Push what out?" But obviously, you got to get it out,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then baby was here.
He was here.
It was here. They did the whole skin to skin
Yeah.
with you and him. And then I just remember being like, whoa, well done, babe. Well done. And I just remember you being so happy and all that.
Yeah.
And like finally, tears were all around. It was just like, whoa, wow.
Our big boy.
Yeah, big boy Kaius was here in the world.
Yeah.
So cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember holding him for the first time.
Yeah.
Us getting pictures with him
Yep.
on the bed. And then get him getting weighed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you had to go off to work, eh?
And then I went off to work at about just before 2:00.
Yep.
Went home, had a 20-minute sleep, and then started work.
Yeah.
All right, hey whānau. Welcome to the following night. We kind of ran out of space on the recorder that we use for to record the podcast, which is this little thing here. It's got a little memory card inside, and we actually ran out of space when we were filming last night. So yeah, we have to finish off what we were saying last night now. So yeah, where we left off, it was me leaving for work at 2:00. Kaius had been born at around 12:40. I was taken home back home at about 1:30. We got home at about 2:00. I had about a 20-minute sleep, and then went back to work at 3. Nan dropped me off at 3, and from then on in, obviously I was at work, and then Robs was doing everything with a newborn and everything else. So yeah, catches up from that, babe. So yep, I was at work. What were you doing? Obviously resting.
Yeah, I was still at the hospital because we were waiting for the epidural to wear off.
Yep.
Or what was, because it didn't really work, but waiting for the rest of it to wear off.
Mm-hmm.
And so doing the usual thing, having the shower, them still monitoring, all that sort of thing. So that happened, and then they organised the papers that you have to take to the birth centre with you if you birth at the hospital. And then me and your mum, I think it was just me and your mum. We got in the car, she packed us up. I rode in the back with Caius.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the dark, I remember her trying to navigate her way to the birth centre because she hadn't done it in the dark before.
Yep.
And then we got there. They showed us to my room. And then we got Caius settled and whatnot, had a sleep, and and then it was the morning by that time when we woke up. And then your mum, what did she do? I think she just freshened up, or maybe she had woken up early, and then she maybe either went home to get ready for work, or she went straight from the birth centre to work. Yeah. And then I don't really remember that bit until when you came. Right. Yeah, but obviously I was by myself. Mm-hmm. But that kind of bit from when your mum left to when you came, that's kind of erased from my memory. Yeah. Right,
I remember that morning actually.
Yeah.
People obviously didn't know that I just had a baby that night.
Yeah.
Right, the early hours of the morning, and then I was at work again.
Yeah.
And then come around about, I think it was 9:30, 10 o'clock, I was actually sitting for my forklift license.
That's right.
That's the reason why I went back to work.
Yeah. Otherwise you wouldn't have,
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone back. I would have just been like, hey, I've had a baby last night, I'll be out. Anyways, I remember while I was doing the theory test for my forklift license, the instructor was like, oh, so what did you guys get up to like last night and all that sort of stuff? And I was like, oh, and there was 2 others in there. They were like, oh, no, we just did this, blah, 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 blah. And then one of the young boys that had just started as well, he was like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 I did this and that. And then I was like, oh, I had a son last night. And they're like, what? And I was like, actually, early hours this morning. They're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I wanted to get my license, so I'll shoot off after this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they're like, oh, we'll get you to do the practical first
Yeah.
so that, you can shoot off to wherever you need to go. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool, thanks. And then my boss at the time didn't actually know that I had a baby either. And then I was like,
who was that?
Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
So it was me, Marcus, and Andrew. And I remember going, oh, is it all right if I shoot off? I actually had a baby last night. And he's like, what are you doing here? Why didn't you tell us? I was like, oh, because I know I wanted to get my license and I didn't know how long it would take for me to be able to get it later.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't want to act like I wasn't dedicated because it was my first week and I didn't want them to think, oh,
Yeah.
take this time, like heaps of time off. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. So it was good that it was on a Friday. Yeah, so I got my license and then I was on my way home.
Yeah.
Went to have a shower and all that and then come meet you at the birth centre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, I think you brought BK with you.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
picked it up, eh?
Yeah.
Picked it up on the way.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
did.
that's right,
That was
yeah.
that tasted so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Burger King.
Yeah.
I remember you wanting pancakes though.
Yeah, I think your sister brought it on the Saturday.
Oh, the following day.
Yeah, on the morning.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
She did, eh? She bought hot cakes, eh?
Yeah, like 2 packs for me. And I sat there and ate them in front of you guys.
Good. Well deserved, eh?
Yum. Oh, so good.
Actually, they don't have
Yeah.
birthing centres over in Aussie, eh?
No, they don't.
They don't, eh?
You just go to the hospital, obviously have your baby, get whatever midwife is on
Yep.
that night or day, whatever.
Yeah.
Stay there for, I don't know, 2-3 hours and then you're off. If you got no complications.
No complications, you just leave, eh?
And just go home. Which I guess is like going to the birth centre, but
Yeah, but at least at the birth centre you get
you get your
wait on
meals.
hand and foot, eh?
Yeah.
so good, eh? Like,
Oh.
they know how to treat
Yeah.
new mothers, eh?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, not having to cook or clean. Oh.
And like, so I remember that night staying in there,
Yeah.
and I remember being told that like I was asleep, and one of the nurses came in, eh?
Yeah.
And what'd she say?
She was like, "Oh, you ought to think he birthed the baby," or something
Yeah.
along those lines. And it's like, oh, like I don't know what to say, but like I don't know what to do. So I think I just like kind of nodded and agreed with her, but in my mind I was like, you don't know that he had like a 20-minute sleep before going to work and then getting his license and then coming back here and shut up, lady.
Like starting,
Oh.
starting so early the day before,
Yeah,
and then all the way through the night, then having baby,
yeah,
right, and then 20 minutes sleep, going back to work, getting
Yeah.
my license, and then coming.
yeah,
Then it was like, oh, and to hear that, it would have been like, hey, what are you up to? Well, I obviously didn't go through the physical pain of it,
yeah,
but the mental strain of it,
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
definitely.
and all these emotions too,
Yeah,
First week of work,
yeah,
having a baby.
yeah.
Oh man, it's,
She doesn't know that bit.
you should know that bit. And then and then what happened next?
I guess so. We woke up on the Saturday, and that's when Dee came down and came down to meet Caius.
Yep.
And then I think your mum was there, maybe Big Nan. I'm not too sure who else was there.
Yep.
But I remember them three. And then that came up that your sister was like, "Oh, have you told your dad yet?"
Oh yeah.
And I think I was like partially asleep, so I don't really remember, but I remember her saying that. And then, I guess you being like, "No, I don't even think he knows we're back home yet."
Oh, that's pretty slick.
I
Sorry,
know.
Dad. Sorry, Dad.
And then I think I don't know who called first, but I think it was your sister, and then was like, "Oh, Emmett is here. He has some news or something like that." And then
No,
passed the
I
phone
think
to you, or maybe you
No,
called
I'm
him.
pretty sure I called him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, just to let you know that your grandfather.
Whoops.
Oh, we're back in New Zealand. Oh, yep. And you're a grandfather.
Oh.
You're a granddad now. To a baby boy. Yeah. I don't actually quite remember his reaction, but I know it's happy.
Yeah.
It was like,
It would
"Oh."
have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being like stoked.
Did they ask who the mum was?
Yeah, so they did actually. Yeah, he's like, still to the same girl that we met? I was like, yeah, to
Yeah.
the same girl. And he's like, oh, wow. Yeah, because it would have been, 2 years later from you meeting them.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Whoops. Sorry, Papa Keith.
Oh, cool. Okay, and then that happened. We had a feed. I remember having
Yeah, and then I think everyone left.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly sure everyone left and we had a sleep. And I remember like waking up feeling real cold.
Yeah.
Like really cold. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get warm. I put like my robe on, everything. And then, told you to call your mum and tell her to bring like one of those warm blankets.
Yeah.
But in the time of her leaving home to come to us, I think I had just gone downhill really bad.
Really
and
fast,
I was like really pale, really shaky.
Yeah, I remember pressing the button.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, we need some help in you.
And I don't really remember much, but I remember feeling like absolute crap.
Yeah.
Like, and then
I remember you getting like real pale. Like,
yeah.
Like whoa, like sickly.
Yeah.
Sickly pale.
And then like I guess Big Nan came back too, and she was like, I feel really bad for this, but she was like trying to comfort me. I remember her like trying to put I think a washer or something on my face, but it was just making me feel worse, and I was like, pushing it away. And I think maybe I told her off too for doing it, so I'm sorry for that. But and then I think your mum went and got Panadol, but they wouldn't give it to her to give to me. They had to bring it. And then the lady calling the ambulance.
Ambulance coming, yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember that lift from like the bed to the the I don't know what you call it, the
I can't remember what they're called.
The ambulance bed.
I can't remember what they're called.
Stretcher? Is
Yeah,
that what they're called?
Yeah,
that hurt me so much. Yeah. Going, it was not far, like probably that much, but it
enough to. It would have been like the gravity.
Yeah,
I was
like,
it would have been just weighed down. So
yeah. And then in that time, I remember vaguely seeing Victor come in.
Yeah, Victor coming through, cousin Victor.
Yeah, and just being like, what's going on? What do I do?
And then
I just come in and meet baby, and she's going off to hospital, and like, what's happening?
Yeah. And then I remember. Did I come in the ambulance with you?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, did I?
You did. Yep.
I followed you. Sorry, I was in the ambulance with you.
Yeah.
And then Mum had baby.
Yeah.
And then obviously we all went up to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then we found out that you still had some placenta.
Well, yeah, I remember the nurse, midwife, I don't know who she was, whoever it was that checked us in, that was her suspicion.
Right.
And I was just kind of like, well, what do we do if it is?
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, well, obviously we have to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't, like, you'll be in here for a while until we can figure out what it is.
Yep.
But in that time where like they were triaging me and stuff like that and telling me I had to stay, I remember like making that decision for myself that I didn't want Caius to stay with me. I wanted him to go home.
Go home, yeah.
Because, you remember how I had that, like how my hands were going funny,
yeah,
and like having and the drips and stuff coming out of my hands and the way I was feeling. It's like, well, how can I rest and feed a baby and not have anyone there to help me? So they tried to make him stay, and I was like, nah, I don't want him to stay. As much as I want him to stay, I don't want him to stay. I can't have him stay.
Not the first night of or second night of life. Being stuck back in the hospital again. A lot of people have to go through that. Months actually.
No, just that one night killed me.
Yeah. So it's like, second night away, like first night away from him, eh?
Yeah.
And it was the second night it was alive.
Yeah.
That would have been definitely hard.
Yeah.
Okay, and then did we find out what it was?
No.
Oh.
So they kept me in that night, and then I stayed, I think, another night, one more night, and your mum stayed with me that night to help me look after him.
Yeah.
But they couldn't find what was wrong, and it wasn't until we got home, like got discharged and went home, that, sorry guys, this is pretty gross, but went to the toilet and then whatever it was had come out.
Come out, eh?
And I remember like kind of having a bit of a panic attack
Yeah, I
on
remember
the
you.
toilet
Yeah, and I
because I
remember
was
you
like,
showing me.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to hospital.
Yeah, I remember you like you were
Yeah.
pretty upset. You're like, oh man, it's come out. And,
Yeah.
Oh man, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I remember you calling Mel.
Yeah.
Hey, and
Yeah.
going, like it's come out, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then her going, no, that's probably it then.
Yeah. And like, because it was
a decent
huge.
size, though. It was massive.
It was like,
yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember at least being palm sized.
yeah.
Like an average palm
Yeah.
size. I was like, whoa, that's heaps.
Yeah.
Because they can kill, eh?
Yeah.
They can kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
So it was obviously whatever that was like causing my body to kind of shut down. Really.
yeah.
But yeah, they couldn't. I mean, and they did do all the tests. Like they run the blood test, they did scans and all that sort of thing, and they still couldn't. They couldn't find it. So it was obviously really, really tucked in there.
Yeah.
Where they couldn't find it. So it's. I mean, it's not really anyone's fault.
Yeah.
But
look at the testimony you can say now, eh?
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, I went through a whole 2 nights.
Yeah.
I had a whole 2 nights with this still inside me.
Yuck. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And now it's out,
Yeah.
And it's been 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what a cool story to tell.
Yeah.
Now.
Lucky to still be here, really.
Actually, when Victor stayed with us all that time too.
Yeah.
While you were getting, so he was holding on to baby, eh?
That whole time.
He was holding on to baby the entire time. So like when he got to the hospital,
yeah,
obviously he was able to meet baby and all that.
Yeah.
And then do you remember at the hospital and you're getting checked over and all that sort of stuff? He was holding on to him the entire time.
Oh.
Just holding him. I remember like being like, you're right. He's like, yeah, right, all good. And he's just holding on to him. I was like, oh, shot Vic.
Oh, thanks, Vic.
Yeah, Vic. He was holding on to him the entire time. Like I obviously trying to get a cuddle in that every now and then, but yeah, no, it was him. He was holding him. I was like, oh yeah, shot Vic.
No.
Yeah.
Obviously trying to help, but the only way he knew how.
The only way he knew how was like, oh, we'll hold on to baby.
Yeah.
I remember being like, you can put him in the capsule and all that too, you know. So no, I'm good.
Oh.
I was like, wow, shot Vic. So I think there's at least 6 hours of him just holding him. Yeah. Just bang.
So what time did you leave the hospital?
So I think we got up to there about 2 o'clock and we had to leave at about 7-ish.
Oh.
Yeah. So sorry, we would have held him for about 3 or 4 hours, yeah. And then he shot off and went home. Great story, actually.
Yeah.
Lev has told that. Hey.
It's a good story.
Yeah. No,
good to finally get home safe too.
Yeah, finally get home safe. You guys actually tricked me, eh?
Yeah.
You guys did trick me.
Oh, we did.
Try to say that you guys were still at the hospital and all that. And I was like, okay, all good. I'll go home and have a shower.
Yeah.
And then I'll come up by you.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, you guys were already there. And I was like, hey. You guys were already sitting on the couch, like all good. Like sitting there like, oh,
yeah. Claire had brought us home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your mum was like, how are we going to get home? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I was like, oh, maybe Claire's free. We'll message Claire. So I think maybe your mum called her and it's like, oh, do you think you come pick us up? So she did, yeah.
No, cool.
Brought us home.
Well done. Well done, babe.
Yeah.
Even though it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks for tuning in for another week of ARKK-ing Up. If you like our video, please hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel. Hope you have a great week and we'll see you again next week for another episode.
Cheers, Vano.